Okay, in this lecture, I want to just give you some tips for how to get the most out of this course, and some of these tips will actually help you get the most out of Udemy in general as well. So the first thing I want to tell you is that because this is a hands-on course with a practical application, I really encourage you to have Excel open anytime that you're watching a lecture. And what you should do is go to a lecture, listen to a little bit, and then pop back over to Excel, practice it, go back to the lecture, and watch a little bit more. And that will really help you to learn these skills the best that you possibly can and be able to put them into practice. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the Udemy dashboard itself. So here I am in a lecture. This is the count A, and count blank function lecture. And there are a couple of things that you can do to get a better experience out of Udemy. One of them is that you can go full screen. Now, I usually zoom a lot so that there's nothing that's going to be hard to see, even if you're on a smaller screen. But full screen will still help you to really get the best visibility out of it. So you can go full screen, or you can undo that and go back to the regular screen. Another important thing is that if you have a slower computer and things are bogging down a lot, you can change the quality to a lower quality so that it will play better. But other than that, you want to have the best quality that you can, and this is already set on 720p, and that's how I record these videos. You have the volume control here. As far as volume, I try to record these so that they're plenty loud so that you can even listen to them with background noise. But if you have the volume turned all the way up on your computer and it's not loud enough, check this volume control because you may be able to turn this one up as well. Okay. Another thing is that you can skip forward in the lecture 15 seconds if I'm talking about something that you're already familiar with and you don't need to hear it, or you can jump back 15 seconds if you didn't understand something. And then my favorite feature is this one right here. So this is the speed control. Sometimes I talk a little fast when I'm excited, but sometimes I'll talk a little bit slower so that you can really get a clear understanding of what I'm trying to explain, especially if it's a more difficult subject. But for some people, you don't need it to go slower. In fact, most of the courses that I watch on Udemy, I watch at about 1.5 times the normal speed. Sometimes if it's a really slow lecture or something I'm already familiar with, or just somebody talking really slow, I'll go at 2 times the speed. I've found that you can listen to me at about 1.25 to 1.5 times the speed, and you'll still get full comprehension. So that's worth trying out. But the beauty of this is that if you can still comprehend everything at 1.5 times the speed, then you can get through this course in a lot less time and still get the value out of it. And that brings me to my third point. Repetition is very important in learning, and you're learning a lot of new concepts in this course, and a lot of them are actually fairly complex concepts too, and challenging to put into practice. But I'm going to make it very easy, very step by step, and I'm going to walk you through it. But the best favor that you can do yourself in trying to learn Excel is to go through these lectures, play around with it as you go, jumping back and forth to Excel and working with the worksheet, and then back to the video, but then go through these videos a couple of times. You don't have to go through the whole course a couple of times, but if there's something you're struggling with, say VLOOKUP or pivot tables, and you're having a little bit of trouble getting the concept perfect, try and create the best one that you can. Create a chart, create a VLOOKUP function, create a pivot table, and then if it's not quite working out, then you go back and watch the video, and I guarantee you're going to pick up at least a couple of things that you didn't catch the first time around, and it will really help you to cement your learning. Another thing is that I tend to add little extras in as I'm talking about something, little tips and tricks and things that you can use every day in Excel. And the first time through, you won't catch most of those because you'll be focusing on the main subject. But the second time through, you'll pick up some of those subtle things. You know, it might just be a little keystroke or a way to copy cells down or something like that. But it can really help you overall, and you can really get a lot out of it that way. But if you are a beginner, you want to follow through this course chronologically because it's designed to build on itself. So each lesson that you learn will apply to other lessons down the road, and it'll make it much easier for you to learn all of the concepts in the course. If you're not a beginner, if you use Excel in your work and you really just need to learn some new functions, learn how to make charts or pivot tables or whatever, then you can really skip down a ways, even past the kitchen remodel worksheet section, and go into the formulas and functions sections, and into creating charts and pivot tables and pivot charts. So that's where you're going to want to start if you already have a lot of experience. So those are some tips and tricks for how to get the most out of the Udemy platform, and also specifically this course. But I really enjoyed teaching, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun in this course. So thanks for being part of the course, and let's dive right in.